Oh, onions are on sale, oranges. Avocado. Hey HealthNuts, we are back grocery shopping at another store. This is actually one of my favorite local health food stores. And today's video, I'm gonna share with you guys some of my tips for eating healthy on a budget, because everyone thinks that healthy eating is expensive. And I'm gonna share with you guys in today's video why I think it doesn't have to be, and some easy tips that you can just incorporate into your grocery shopping to help make things a little bit more cost effective. Let's get shopping. Tip number one is to grab the flyer and look for any deals. A lot of times I'll just plan my meals around what's on sale and just be flexible with what I'm gonna buy. Oh, onions are on sale, oranges. Ooh, mushrooms. I'm gonna take a look and then see if there's anything that catches my eye. So I'm gonna pick up some apples, because I find organic apples at like a regular grocery store are way more expensive than if you just buy them in bulk in organic. So I'm gonna pick up these, and apples last a long time too. You put them in the fridge and then take out the ones that you wanna eat, and I find they last quite a few weeks. So this is a great find. Avocados are 3 for $6. Even non-organic avocados are usually more than $1.99, which is so crazy. And to be honest, avocados, because they are not part of the dirty dozen and they have a thick skin, I usually don't buy organic, but when they're $2 an avocado, I'm gonna take advantage. So I'm gonna grab a couple of these. Great for guac and avocado toast. Who doesn't love avocados? Here's another thing that I don't normally buy organic, but they're on sale right now, so I'm gonna stock up. I can never have too many bananas. When they get really ripe, I like to peel them, chop them up, and freeze them for smoothies, for oatmeal, for pancakes. So yeah, buy them on sale and then just freeze them. Here we have cherry tomatoes, which I find are always relatively the same price as non-organic cherry tomatoes. So a lot of times you think that everything organic is more expensive, but that's not always the case. And these right now are 2 for $6. So they're $3 a pint. And at a regular grocery store, a lot of times the non-organic is gonna be $2.99. So these are part of the dirty dozen list. So you definitely wanna get them organic, and these happen to be the same price. So I'm gonna stock up, and you can also freeze cherry tomatoes, add them to sauces. You can roast them up in the oven as a side, like for brunch. There's so many uses. I usually like to chop them up in salads, so I'm gonna stock up while they're on sale. Another tip is to buy what's in season. That's always gonna be not only the freshest and best quality of produce, but also it's gonna be most cost effective. So squashes are gonna be a really nice vegetable to buy in the wintertime. They're nice and hearty. You can make almost anything with them, soups, roast them, stews, but they're also what's in season right now. So actually I love kombucha. I think I'm saying it right, kombucha squash. This is so good in curries and soups. So I'm gonna grab one of these. And if it's something new you haven't tried before, get inspired, look up a recipe on Pinterest, check a recipe out in my cookbook, and you can just always find recipes for something new that you pick up in the grocery store. So here's another thing that's a really good price right now. A big bag of organic carrots is 2 for $6. So for $3, you're gonna get a ton of carrots, and these last so long in your pantry. So I'm gonna grab a couple of these, and you can juice them as well and just make them go a little bit further. Cashew also really likes carrots, so I'm gonna give her some of those too. Another thing I always buy organic is onions, because they are in the ground and they're gonna get a lot of pesticides absorbed if you're not buying organic. So they're part of the dirty dozen. I find I just like buy them in bulk in a bundle like this, and they last me quite a bit. I feel like I add onions to everything, stir fry, soups, you name it. It's always a good base for a good meal. And I just love the taste and quality when I buy organic. And to be honest, it's on sale right now. It's $3.99. And I always just stock up, because this is something you can put in your wine cellar or your pantry, somewhere cool, and they're gonna last a long time. Another thing that's in season right now is broccoli. Organic broccoli is gonna be like $5.99, which is crazy expensive. Right now it's 2 for $6, so $3, and you're gonna get this like huge, luscious, beautiful broccoli. And I honestly love broccoli in soups and stir fries. So I already have one at home, but I'm gonna stock up and grab another one while it's on sale. And you can freeze it too. So it's another thing that you can stock up on and then freeze for later. So I'm just in the meat section, and although there's none on sale right now, a lot of grocery stores will have a section where they have markdowns for meat that's gonna go bad that day. And all I do is I stock up and then I freeze it. You can also save some money on buying cheaper cuts of meat and just slow cooking them or adding them to a dish that's gonna really make them shine. Those are just a couple of tips if you're a meat eater. Otherwise, you can buy things like tofu, eggs, other protein sources that are gonna be cheaper. Even beans are a really great protein source. So this is the secret sale shelf that I just recently discovered. So a lot of grocery stores will have a section here where a lot of markdowns are being made because things are about to go bad. And sometimes you see things that you've never tried before, so you might try something new. But there's actually one of Mr. Matt's favorite cereals. So this is the Autumn Wheat by Kashi, and this one's $2.99. I feel like this is usually $6, and it expires. Where's the expiry date? Best before February 28th. He's gonna eat this in like a day, so we are good. So I'm gonna grab one of those. Actually, I might even grab two. Stock up while they're on sale. I know he's gonna go through them. So there's some really great finds in the secret sale shelf. That's the name I'm giving it. So my next tip is to buy in bulk over packaged items. So I'm really excited about this tip because the savings is crazy. For this package of organic raw walnuts, you're looking at $14 for 225 grams. And if you actually look here, for 100 grams, it's $4.60. So you're roughly looking at about $10 for the same amount, yet you're saving $4 because you're buying it in bulk versus you're not paying for the packaging and the branding and all of that. So I'm really excited because I actually brought my jars today, which will be part of another video about being eco-friendly when grocery shopping. But I've already gone ahead and weighed my jars ahead of time, and I'm gonna fill it up with my walnuts. This next item is definitely still cheaper buying it in bulk versus in the package. This little 360 gram bag is $8.50, and here it's $2.40 for 100 grams. So it's still not the cheapest here to buy the quinoa. You're probably saving about $1 if I'm doing the math right, but I would recommend, still buying in bulk. But if you're gonna buy a lot of it, even go to a store like Costco. They have so much organic produce there and pantry staples. So you can get like a huge bag of organic quinoa for maybe like $12. So that's gonna be your best bet. Otherwise, bulk is still the better option. So I just need a little bit, so I'm gonna grab some today. Otherwise, I like to pick mine up at Costco. Another tip is looking for house brands because they're gonna be cheaper. So here we're at Nature's Emporium. So their chickpeas in a jar is actually made cheaper than this one from Eden Organic. And it's also even better for you to buy in glass when you can. And you can even reuse these jars too, which is nice. The next tip is just knowing your prices. So this product here I love. It's by Chosen Foods. It's their avocado oil. I use it all the time. But this 500 milliliter bottle it's on special right now for $19.99, but normally it's $21.99, so $22. But if you buy it at Costco, you can get double the amount for I think it's like $17. So a fraction of the price. You're actually getting double the amount for less than just one of these bottles. So just be savvy with the prices at your different grocery stores. If you just kind of know your favorite staples that you always go to, know where to get them at the cheapest. So I always buy this one at Costco because it's a better price. Okay, now we are in the nut milk aisle. So I just want to talk about something because I think it's easy to get drawn to these trendy, fun new items that are, may be delicious, but they're also going to be way more expensive. So things like dairy-free nut milks, like obviously buying hazelnut milk, walnut milk, these are just happen to be more expensive nuts, so they're going to be more expensive when they're in milk form. So these here are $8.50 for these tubs, and obviously that's gonna be more expensive and it's not something you're gonna be drinking every day with your smoothies. Maybe you have it as a treat once in a while if you froth it for your coffee latte. But what I like to go for my go-to, my standard is oat milk. Not only is it usually cheaper, it's definitely cheaper, but it's usually on sale and it's way more sustainable than buying almond milk. So for my go-to milk, I always get oat milk. You can make it at home, but it's actually kind of hard. I haven't tried it yet, but I like to buy it and it's just cheaper. cheaper than getting caught up in these fancy dairy-free milks that I'm sure can taste fun, but they're just not a sustainable thing to be buying every single week, especially if you have like a family of 4 to feed. The next thing I want to talk about is granolas. So this is an area where a lot of times I just make it at home because it's going to be so much more affordable, and you're going to actually be making a healthier item because a lot of store-bought granolas have a ton of sugar. And then things like here that are labeled paleo, I mean, it is paleo, but it's essentially just nuts and seeds and coconut. This is so easy to make at home, and this bag here is $20. So you can go in the bulk section, buy your nuts and seeds. Granola is one of those things that seriously takes 5 minutes to just mix up, and then you just roast it. And if you have a copy of the HealthNut cookbook or salted caramel granola, in under 30 minutes, it's so good, and it's gonna be a fraction of the price than buying it at the store. So there's just certain things that I know are better if I make it at home. Other things I will make it, or I'll buy it at the grocery store for convenience, like the oat milk. All right, so remember that sneaky sale shelf that we were at before where we grabbed this cereal? So I got it for $1.99 and it is $6.99 full price. That's crazy. So I just saved like so much money by buying it, by finding that little secret shelf, and you know, they're not expiring until the end of the month. So that was a really great deal, and Mr. Matt will be very proud of me. He likes saving money. So I'm in the freezer section. This is a great option for when you're trying to find things like berries in the middle of the winter. They're obviously gonna be more expensive because they're not in season. So a little tip is to buy those things frozen. Not only are they gonna last longer, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I buy fresh berries and they last like 3 days before they have mold on them. So freezer is definitely gonna be fresher, especially in the winter time. They're gonna taste fresher. They're frozen when they're nice and ripe and at their freshest. And then another option too is to be going to places like Costco. You can get a huge bag of frozen fruit. A lot of times Costco now has organic fruits and veggies. Another thing is for your leafy greens. Before they go bad, if you're not using them up right away, just pop them into a reusable bag or container and pop them in the freezer, and then they're ready to go. You can add them to soups, stews, smoothies. The only thing you really can't do with frozen greens is obviously make a salad because the texture is gonna be different, but don't let them go to waste because the freezer is there to save you money and make your produce last longer. My next tip is just to be mindful of this pre-prepared food aisle here. It seems really convenient and tempting, but you're obviously avocado. So just being mindful of pre-prepared food, like guacamole is obviously gonna be more expensive than buying it. This little tub here is $6.99 as opposed to just buying avocados and making them is obviously gonna be cheaper. When you are buying things already prepared like this, you're paying for convenience. And although there is a time and place where maybe you're traveling or you're just running out of time and you need to grab something healthy and go, you're gonna spend a little bit more. But for your like weekly staples and go-to meals, I don't think that this is a budget-friendly option. So I just always be mindful of picking up too many things from this area. So I am back at home now, about to put all of my groceries away. And one thing I just want to point out when it comes to budgeting, I just feel like it depends on your circumstances. Everyone has a different idea of what is less expensive or overpriced. So it really just depends on where you are in your life. Are you a college student? Are you a single parent? Or do you have 2 incomes coming into the household, 1 income? All of those things play into whether or not something is budget friendly for you or not. And the other thing is what you choose to invest in. For me personally, I really invest in my health and in my fitness. So I am more likely to spend more money on that than like other things in life. I don't really have designer bags or very fancy clothes, but I know for other people, they'll spend a lot of money on entertainment, on expensive clothes, material items, but they might think, you know, an organic apple is overpriced. Everyone has a different perception on what is expensive and what isn't. So just keep that in mind. These are just tips that hopefully you guys can apply to your grocery shopping, whatever store you're at. And obviously, like if you don't have money to shop at a health food store and you have to go to a more budget-friendly store, then that's totally fine. These principles will still apply to those stores. Lastly, I just want to say that obviously homemade is going to be cheaper than store-bought. So as you saw with granola, I like to make mine at home most of the time. And when it comes to making salads or smoothies, that is always cheaper to make that at home because they can get pretty pricey when you buy them at the store. So if you're looking to stay on a budget, make your meals at home. You know what's in them. It's gonna be cheaper, and the ingredients you buy for one recipe, you can then probably use the leftovers to make a second recipe. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This was actually a recommendation you guys voted for in my last Shop With Me grocery haul. So I'm gonna have another poll. Cashew's playing in the background right now. Story of my life. I'm gonna have a poll in the top right-hand corner for you guys to vote on the next Shop With Me grocery haul video that you would like to see, and let me know. I was thinking about doing like a zero waste, eco-friendly video, so let me know if that's something you want to see. As always, don't forget to subscribe. It's completely free. All you have to do is click that red subscribe button down below and you will be subscribed to my channel and you won't miss out on future videos. I post here every single week, as well as if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, and it really supports my channel. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in my next video, and happy grocery shopping. Bye guys. Time to put these all away / clean my fridge.